Hi, so looking at licks for major pentatonic and then minor pentatonic. So we were in A, 12 bar in A, playing major pentatonic over the 1 chord, A7, and minor pentatonic over the 4 chord, D7. So A major pentatonic over the A7, and A minor pentatonic, minor blues, over the 4 chord, whether it's a 7 or a 9, dominant 7 or dominant 9. And whenever I say pentatonic, that also means you can use the blues scale as well. You're just adding that flat 5. So major pentatonic and major blues scale over the 1 chord, and minor pentatonic and minor blues scale over the 4 chord. So just 2 licks of major and 2 licks of minor. So let's see. So, variations on it. We're using pattern 1, box 1 of the major pentatonic, and I'm starting on the 7th fret of the A string, then the 4th fret of the D string, then the 7th fret of the D string, and then I'm doing a double stop, that is 2 notes at a time, and I'm doing it on the G and the B strings. And I've got my fingers in this shape, fingers 1 and 2, and I'm sliding into the notes. So the notes that I want are the 6th fret of the G string and the 5th fret of the B string, and I'm just taking that shape and sliding into it. And then I might add the root, which is A, back to A. And that's the 7th fret of the D string. So what we've got is, which is 7th fret A string, 4th fret, and then 7th fret D string. And then the double stop. And variations, you could just go, and then that's our first lick. Or etc. You can muck around with it as long as you got this as the basis. Yeah, and then the next lick. This is all based around that E-shaped bar chord at the 5th fret. So if you're doing an E-shaped bar chord, you've got 7th fret. You've probably done this shape as half of that bar chord. 7th fret on the D string, 6th fret on the G string, 5th fret on the B and top E strings, half bar. And we're just 7th fret of the D string, then going from minor to major 3rd very quickly on the G string, so 5th fret to 6th fret. Then 5th fret on the B string, 7th fret on the B string from the major pentatonic shape, and then 5th fret on the top E string. And that's, they both go over the 1 chord. Whoops. So. Now, over the 4 chord, we're going to play the A minor pentatonic or A minor blues, and so the first lick, just that, and it gets repeated, like looped. But so what we're going to do is bar the 5th fret of the B and the top E string, and then little finger on the 8th fret of the top E string, pulling off to the 5th fret, to the half bar, and then plucking the B string. So. And that goes nicely over the 4 chord. And to resolve it, we could either go back to the 8th fret of the top E string, which is the flat 7 of the 4 chord, or for the top E string 5th fret, which is the 5th of the 4 chord D7, or 7th fret of the G string, which is the root of the 4 chord note D. So, but based around this. And then you can do a number of things, like I said, resolve to there, 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 or so that's one lick, and like I said, you can experiment with where to resolve it. Another lick, very typical sort of thing. So there's variations on this bit. So the main bit to get, it's on the G string, 7th fret to 8th fret and back quickly. So it's a slide both ways, slide up and down, one pick of the plectrum, like that speed. It's an embellishment, you're not really hearing 3 notes. It's kind of like hearing 2 notes. You're not hearing that. Of course, you can do that as well. So these little units, phrases, have endless variations. So I'm doing this sliding back and forth quickly. If you don't like that, I can't do it yet. Practice it slowly, and in the meantime, just actually pick each note. 7th fret, 8th fret, 7th fret on the G string, and then the 5th fret. So whether you slide it, pull off, multiple pull-offs from the 8th to the 7th to the 5th, and then hammer on back to the 7th, or just pluck the 7th. So many variations, but basically that note choice of those. And I started off with that. So 7, 8, 7, 5 on the G string, 7th fret of the D string, and then back to 5th fret on the G string. And then whenever you find one of these licks, if you can move it to other octaves, now that's going out of the shape, that's going into shape 2, and that's going into shape 5, but when you have a little phrase like this, a unit, just see if you can find it in other places. Etc. Yeah, so that was 2 phrases for the minor. So this bit, that's the main bit, and then resolve where you want, and then let's just leave it at that. Either you're doing the slide back and forth, or you're picking each note. Okay, hope that helps.